Hey, Apple. Hey. Hey, Apple. Hey, Apple.
What? What is it?
Orange, you glad I didn't say apple again? Hey. Hey, Pumpkin. It's Plumpkin. Somebody carved a penis on your butt. Oh. Knife. Whoa.
I love you, you love me.
I'm not Barney. Do I look like a giant purple dinosaur?